So we do one day one work, but we can also do the harm reduction piece as well, because not everybody wants to be sober, and I get that. So some of our referral pathways, there's people that come through that don't want to stop, but if we can reduce the harm over a period of time, then that's a good thing. So we have,
and I think this is important for me, because I've heard too many people talk about them being polarised. In the national debates, there's often been governments have verged from harm reduction to recovery. But if you don't have harm reduction, you don't keep people alive to recover. Yes,
Listen, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad you said that, because I find myself kind of almost, what I perceive being seen through this lens of this medieval ye old abstinence approach to recovery. And I run a physical activity program. I cannot have somebody in 2 bags of cocaine coming in, doing exercise and having a stroke. So there has to be some limitations about some of the work that I'm doing. And I think too, and I'm aware of my lived experience in this. So my experience has told me that this works and sobriety works. But it doesn't mean that there's no place for something else. And I think we need to be kind of really respectful when we're talking about that. And I think you've touched on it really well. Because there's no one size fits all. I get that, but we still need to cater for people. We still need to meet people where they're at and provide some options for the people that are coming through. So our walking group works really well for that. Okay, so we have 2 points of contact every week. It's run by an individual in recovery, but there's no requirement for sobriety. Now, just don't come out of your mind,
just don't come pissed or
just don't come. Come. Be a bit respectful, and if you're politely asked to kind of, come back another time, don't be annoyed or upset. So that allows that capacity for kind of connection still, and figuring this thing out, and also, and I think that was really important, because that was set up as an overflow, because our waiting list grew really exponentially.
Okay.
And they have some form of connection was really important. So the walking group, and I remember we started it, and we almost pulled it 3 or 4 times, because we were like, there's nobody coming, and we stuck at it, and consistently maybe 10 to 15 people every session are coming twice a week now. So I think that was really important, but it means that that's another avenue where people don't perceive as, well, you have to be sober to do the program. It's meeting people where they're at, and I think that was really important. But being able to cater is really, really important. Also, it also forced me to have some kind of rules, and I'm not a rule person, but I think now that I've created a community of people, I'm running an organisation. We're all coming from different places. There had to be some form of code of conduct to be within that organisation, and again, that's because for me it's really important that it remains safe.
Yes, of course.
And I think, and it's really important, because if people don't feel safe, they can't be vulnerable. And if you can't be vulnerable, I don't think you can open up and grow and change. So we had to start doing these things. And then that's when the complexities of running a community started to kind of come in. And it's been tough. There's been some really difficult things we've had to deal with over the last few years. Again, people are people, things happen, and, sometimes spectacularly things happen.